What does this say, Spec? Two dev diaries back to back? Yeah, well, that had something more to do with the fact that I was on the road, and 132 came out a little bit later than anticipated, but that does not mean that we stop here. The buck continues. 133. Today we're going to be talking about, oh, the joys of loot boxes in the Caravaneer feature that is coming in Megacorp. Now, of course, the word loot boxes should probably put all the hairs on your back in like a defensive position. Don't worry, they're not actually loot boxes like you would get in other titles. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about Caravaneers. They are very similar to the way the Nomads are structured. If you've never had the Nomads, allow me to explain to you what they actually do. They float around space. They come in from the exterior of the galaxy, and wherever nation they land into, they will contact the organization there, or at least the leadership, and they can sell you stuff or basically ask if they can settle somewhere, etc., etc. It also has one of the best events in the game where you can get 3 cruisers at a point in the game where everybody's still flying around in Corvettes, and it basically means that you have won the game. Anyway, Shore's Compass is where the Caravaneer fleets are, and like I mentioned, they also float around. It's very similar to the Nomad fleets. Basically, there's 4 of them, and they will float around the galaxy in various ways and decide, try to sell you all sorts of goods. Now, they're situated in their capital building. Numbers you're seeing on your screen are not final. I would really doubt that 4 cruisers, 5 destroyers, and 1 corvette would generate a fleet that is worth 2.4k fleet power. I would 100% expect them to be a lot stronger in the long run, but we shall see whether or not that is going to be the case. So there are 3 fleets. There is the Racket Industrial Enterprise, very subtle, the Domestic Order, and the Vangrelian Triumph, and they all are situated around this core stations. Now, these fleet models are completely unique to this faction. It's very similar to the Nomads, who have their own models as well, but they basically go around space and offer up all sorts of things to whomever they encounter or whomever territory they fly through, which is rather cool. Basically, each one of them has their own specialized deals, and of course, once Megacorp drops, we are going to rip that part of the DLC or expansion apart and basically take a look at what makes them tick. So yeah, you can do all sorts of deals with them. For instance, there is one deal where you can barter for specialist pops, so you can get in exchange for some other things, customer goods in this particular case, or you can trade 15 dark matter for 40 living metal. Of course, the strategic resources are now handled a little bit different in the game, where it's all on big piles. Whether that is a good deal is a whole different question. And then, of course, you can get them to build a shrine on your planets, which gives you more prosperity, and it does seem to be one of the better deals. But that is not the end of it. Remember when I was talking about this base that they have, where all 3 fleets come from? Well, you can contact that place as well. It's very similar to how the enclaves currently work, like the artisans or the traders or whatnot, scientists and that sort of thing. And you, good sir, can basically get a whole bunch of great deals that are on offer right there. However, you cannot pay with energy credits. No, you will need to use your energy credits to buy CaravanCoinz. Oh dear. So this is the loot box in your face scenario that is part of this. Basically, CaravanCoinz, with a Z, of course, allows you to partake in some excellent game of chance, or to buy sealed boxes that have loot inside. Any reference to other titles, of course, completely coincidental, and is not intended as such. But maybe you will be able to pull something out. And there is this thing they're talking about, the Galatron, which is the most precious thing in the galaxy, which is hiding in one of these loot boxes. Don't you worry. I'll as soon as the expansion comes out, I will try to find out what the chances are of somebody pulling that out, and the average amount of energy credits that you need to invest in order to get that Galatron. Kind of like how some people would do on other publisher forums. But yeah, wow, it's just so many great deals. You can play the slots, you can open the cans, you can buy CaravanCoinz. Such an exciting time, and wow, it's definitely good to see that loot boxes somehow made it to the game. Very curious, though. Really curious to see how this is going to pan out, especially considering it's a giant middle finger to other titles that are exploiting the mass markets when it comes to loot boxes quite hardcore, which is something I find amusing as hell. But yeah, we'll see whether or not this is going to continue on, and maybe we'll be able to buy CaravanCoinz outside of the game as well. Not that you would ever want to, considering the amount of, well, you can generate energy credits in game quite easily. So yeah. Anyway, we're gonna go wrap it up here. Next time we're gonna be talking about the slave market. That's right, something that's been alluded to for a long time. I'm really looking forward to this. Really curious how the slave market is going to work, especially if you're running with barbaric despoilers and selling pops all over the place, which is something that has not really been in the game all that much. Sure, slavers and all that stuff has been in the game, but only like locally. Like the whole kidnapping and selling stuff has not really been a thing, which is you know, something that I am potentially looking forward to. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take good care of yourselves, and as always, each other.